Hello again. Today is Saturday, September the 20th, 2014, and it's about 4 o'clock my time. And this is a video today concerning the Kentucky Senate race. The race for United States Senate here in Kentucky between really three contenders. Mitch McConnell, of course, being the incumbent and the Republican in this race. And then Democrat Allison London Grimes, who is also the Secretary of State for the Commonwealth of Kentucky. And then Libertarian Candidate David Patterson from Harrodsburg, Kentucky. I wanted to talk about Mr. David Patterson today. I started a petition now, it's been about a month, ongoing on K.E.T. For Mr. Patterson to Kentucky Educational Television, or K.E.T., and in fact, the executive director / CEO of K.E.T. Public Television, Ms. Shae Hopkins, to allow David Patterson to be heard in the debates. K.E.T. has debates scheduled. They're supposed to start this time, the middle of next month. The first debate is scheduled for October the 15th at 6 p.m. My time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, Eastern Standard Time. On the 15th of October on a K.E.T. program, forgive me, called Kentucky Tonight, which is hosted by Mr. Bill Goodman. He has been conducting debates now for K.E.T. and for major and down-ticket races across the Commonwealth for the last almost 4 years now. I believe this will be his 4th year to do it. And in particular on his show. They used to have an open format, open debate process, K.E.T. did, for years and years. But for some reason, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, the powers that be at K.E.T., namely Shae Hopkins, the executive director and CEO for K.E.T., has decided to change the rules, and almost at the last minute. And I'll link the description, in the description section, I'll link the necessary links to the news stories. Some interesting things going on behind the scenes between Frankfort and Washington, D.C., between the establishment and the elite and ruling class here in Kentucky and Washington, D.C. There's been a cornering of the market. Now, to be sure, the London and Grimes campaign and the McConnell campaign have all claimed that they don't have anything to do with it, and that they don't care really one way or another if David Patterson debates or not. He can debate if he wants to. He can come to the debate and debate us. That's fine, no big deal. We're not keeping him from it, but they're really not advocating for him either to be heard from, because who wants an outside quote-unquote person from the, who in the establishment, if you will, wants an outside person to come in and debate and be heard? They don't want that. They really and truly don't want that, because they don't want alternatives to be heard, because they want you and I to continue to be dumbed down, made stupid, made fools, uneducated, uninformed, breads and circuses, government, government, government. That's what they want. They want you and I dependent upon them, upon the Democrat establishment, upon the Republican establishment, so that they can control us. Control our minds, control our processes, when we get up in the morning, when we go to bed at night, what we eat, where we sleep, what kind of houses we live in, etc., etc., etc. They don't want to hear this. And the libertarian ideal is hands off. Laissez-faire, okay? You don't need or want government in your life? Fine. You don't have to have it. Government is supposed to be free, okay? As the Constitution so eloquently states, and was set up and designed to constrain government and not government to constrain us. But yet, that's what the establishment wants, especially here in Kentucky. It's either McConnell or London and Grimes or nobody. Okay? There's no room for alternative thought, alternative ideal. But I established a petition, and it's going directly to Miss Shae Hopkins, and I'm really surprised. And I'm calling Shae out publicly on this video. Shae used to be such a sweet and wonderful woman. I've known her for years and years, have had dealings with her, social media, other public venues and settings, etc. Has always been nice, kind, sweet to me, giving me access to K.E.T, etc. Okay? I have had many of a view expressed on K.E.T television through Shae Hopkins. Now, all of a sudden, persona non grata. And I'm wondering why. What is it that I have done to Shae Hopkins, or to anybody else at K.E.T for that matter? What is it that I have done to them to warrant being persona non grata? Does it have something to do with my African American wife? Does it have something to do with the legal issue to which we've been dealing with for the last 4 years? It's possible. It's possible. I don't know. But the point being is that I'm calling out Shae Hopkins, and I'm saying, Shae, what's the problem? What's the deal? Why is it that you don't want to allow or permit David Patterson from Harrodsburg, Kentucky, who has gotten the necessary signatures to be on the ballot on Kentucky, was signed off on by the Secretary of the State, Allison Lundigan Grimes herself, okayed it, her people in the Secretary of State's office in Frankfort said, yep, you've got the required amount of signatures, Mr. Patterson, and then some. These are legitimate voters, and you can be on the ballot in November. David Patterson has been campaigning for the last 2 years, almost 3 years now, to be heard. Has raised money, yeah, not a lot of money, but he's raised some money. Okay? He has fit most of the bill for his political campaign out of his own pocket. And as a peace officer for the town and the community, the city of Harrodsburg, Kentucky, which is not all that big, and Harrodsburg has not got a whole lot going on, David Patterson gives and gives and gives and gives and gives and then some to his community, to his family, to his state, to his county. He's given. So just because he hasn't got $100,000 in his campaign bank account does not mean that he cannot still be heard from. Yet, Shae Hopkins and the powers that be at K.E.T say because David Patterson doesn't have $100,000 or more in his bank account, he's persona non grata. He can't be heard from. Sorry about that. Let's ask the good folks of Center College in Danville, Kentucky, who were initially scheduled and who have been on the slate for the last 4 years to hold the Kentucky Senate debate, the very first one in the state. Danville, Kentucky, Center College, one of the most prestigious liberal arts colleges in the country, noted college, was supposed to hold the very first debate for this particular race, and they pulled out. Gee, I wonder why. Could it be pressure from the outside world? Could it be pressure from the non-establishment community to say David Patterson should have a shot? David Patterson should be heard from. He has well earned his right. It's possible. It's possible. But I'm wondering, Shae, what is the problem? Why the Stonewall? What are you so afraid of? Could it be maybe Governor Steve Beshear doesn't want David Patterson to be heard from? Could it be President Obama himself doesn't want David Patterson to be heard from? I mean, after all, Obamacare is going gangbusters here in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Hundreds of thousands, if not millions of Kentuckians, uninsured Kentuckians, have signed up for Obamacare. And that's fine and great and wonderful. The Medicaid expansion, great. The state of Kentucky, and in particular Governor Stephen L. Beshear, is being sued by Kentucky Progress and David Adams in federal, state, and local court. But Obamacare is going strong here in the state. As far as I know, David Patterson doesn't really give a whit or a whim about it. But yet, he's excluded from the debates, particularly these ones coming up that to be hosted by K.E.T. and by Bill Goodman in Kentucky Tonight. Why is that? Why is that? What's the problem? So, I'm calling Shae out. I'm calling K.E.T. out as a whole, and then I'm calling the establishment out in Frankfort and Washington, D.C. What is the fear? What is the blind, drunk, staggering fear with hearing from alternatives, whether they be libertarian, whether they be independent, whether they be none of the above, or decline to say? What's the problem? What's the fear? We're American people just like you. We have alternative thoughts and ideals, but we're Americans just like you. We bleed red just like everybody else. We get sick, we die, we come, we go, we buy, we sell, we trade, we do that just like everybody else. But yet, because we're something other than Republican or Democrat, that's a problem. I don't get it. What's the fear? So, those are the folks that I'm calling out, and I am encouraging you now, today, those within the sound of my voice who will listen to this video, view this video, go online and sign my petition. Sign it for David Patterson. Sign it for liberty. Sign it for freedom. Never mind David Patterson, scratch that. But sign it for liberty and freedom. Sign it for choice. Because you want somebody other than the establishment to be heard from. I've only got 11 names, I'm sad to say. I've had that petition up for over a month. And I can only garner 11 names in a month's time. And I've set a self-imposed deadline of 25 September, that's this coming week, for us to turn the petition in to Shae Hopkins and the powers that be at K.E.T. in Lexington, Kentucky, to say, we want David Patterson on that debate stage come 15 October 2014. I need 1,000 names. I need 1,000 people. Well, on the way, with 11, not a lot, but it's better than none. I need 1,000 people within the sound of my voice to go online, click on that link, sign that petition. It'll take you all of 5 minutes, and then, and this is the important part, I need you to share it. Facebook, Twitter, Google+, Pinterest, wherever and however and whenever you can post it, post it. My God, please share it. David Patterson is a good dude. He's a good, honest, decent, hardworking, law-abiding American citizen, a Kentuckian, who is dying to self and putting off self for public service. To draw that line of demarcation in the sand of human frailty and say, enough, that is enough. You go only so far and you go no farther. This idea of government is not working. It's not working. People don't have no jobs. They don't have no houses. They don't have no cars. They don't have no high school diplomas. Running around in the streets. Cops shooting them left and right. Over nothing. It's chaos and confusion, folks, and it needs to stop. It needs to end. So I appreciate your time. Please go to those links, sign that petition, share it. I appreciate it, and thank you very much, and we'll talk at you later. Bye-bye.